Hello everybody, how are you today? That's good, glad to hear it. Great. So, we're going to follow up a little bit from the last video, because if you watched that video and did something about the information that I gave you, you should have a couple of warframes, a couple of weapons, right? And you might be asking yourself, how come this guy didn't mention the fact that I needed some crafting materials? Well, that's because I have ADHD and I didn't get there yet. So, check this out. You'll see a bunch of things on the boar, for example. You should be able to get this pretty quickly. Morphics, salvage, alloy plate, and plastids. These are just a few of the materials here, and you might be wondering, what the hell? How do I get this? Well, you just take your mouse, hover over it, and it's gonna describe this thing. It's a nanite infested tissue mass, whatever the hell. But it's also gonna tell you where to find it. The location is on Phobos, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, or Eris. And same thing with the alloy plates. You could do the same thing. You're just gonna see where you can find them, right? And sometimes you can get a couple of these in one. Like these two you can get on Pluto. So, we're going to do a little bit of farming on Pluto real quick. If you don't have Pluto, what you could do is click open this thing here in the recruiting tab and ask for a taxi. Right? And then somebody will just take you there. Boom! Before we go, I want to point out something that's also very important. At the beginning of the game, you are going to get a taxon, which is like the companion robot that kind of flies around. I have the Death Cube Prime, so I'll kind of use this as an example. But the reason this is important is because you can go to upgrade and see that I have Vacuum on, which is going to gather stuff within a 13.5 meter radius, which is cool, right? Now, if I have a doggo, and I could also use fetch, it does the same exact thing, which is cool. So, you don't have to get as close to stuff. You don't actually have to touch the stuff on the ground, it just be around it. And there's a couple other things that are good to know about as well for later in the game. When it comes to getting more resources, you want... Hello. You want Necros. Necros has a ability, if I could... Thank you. that lets you desecrate corpses of the enemies. So that basically just makes them drop extra loot, so you can get more loot like that. There are boosters that you could get, and they're very often given to you for free. These guys right here, right? Super duper cool. And that will increase the drop chance, it'll increase the rate at which stuff drops, etc, etc. And the other mod you should not skip out on if you are trying to get some stuff, some loot. If you're farming, it's gonna be Thief's Wit right here, and that just illuminates up to 42 items on your radar. It's like a little ping, like a little diamond, so you know where to look. Very cool. Alrighty, so here we are in our mission, and just kind of walking around a little bit. If you're trying to farm for resources, there's a few things that you're gonna do. First of all, apparently release this guy, because why not? Secondly, there's a lot of these things that kind of glow and pulsate, like this here. You shoot it, if you melee it, or, this is my favorite part, you can bullet jump off of it, and it will break, right? And that's why I like that vacuum mod, because you just keep going, and it'll pick up everything. Normally when you're actually farming, you'd try to do this way faster. I'm just kind of slowing it down to show you the basic gist of what we're talking about here. But like, yeah, you'd come into a room. Oh, here's another very important thing too. More important than these. These rocks here, there will be obviously different ones, but this is just rubido. And those are guaranteed to have rubido, obviously, as you can imagine. They're deposits of rubido. That's all you have to do. You don't have to like stop and do all that extra stuff. We're just jumping off of him.
Found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Let's go on the offensive.
Sorry. Ooh, these are super duper important. If you ever break stuff open, and if you're farming for stuff, you probably will, these Iatan stars are really nice. And if they're red, they're even better. So don't pass these up. You'll see a white marker that just shows up if a teammate, like, pops something open that has one. And you should go find that white little marker.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction. We've got robots inbound. Another job well executed.
Alright, so after that little endeavor, you know, just a quick little run, we got some alloy plates and we got some plastids, both of which we were looking for. Which is cool. Heck yeah. Now, do just remember, of course, that the defense missions and the survival missions are going to be a lot better for you. It's pretty straightforward. You have something that you want to make. Look at what you need and where to find it. And then you go get it. Play some missions and stuff. Heck yeah. I guess in another video, I'll go over more farming stuff in specific. There are things like argon crystals that you get from the void. It's like mutagen masks that you have to craft, or you have to get them from specific missions, and so on and so forth. So I think that like those would probably earn their own video, because they're different than farming regular stuff that we were just going after. But yeah, most of the early game stuff, that's all you'll need, is just like stuff that you can pick up from missions. So that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. Well, again, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You guys have been great. And, yeah, I will see you in the next one.